All right, so welcome back to another video from Paula Anderson Coaching Consulting, and I am your instructor, Paula Anderson. Just want to give you a little bit of background about me before we get started with this video. So I have two bachelor's degrees, a bachelor's degree in English, I have a bachelor's degree in journalism with the emphasis in public relations. I also have a master's degree in journalism and strategic media, and I have a CPC certification, CPB certification, and I'm an AAC approved instructor. So the second part of this video is going to focus on anesthesia and the formula. So anesthesia is not billed the same way as your regular CPT code. So there is an actual formula that is used to bill for anesthesia. So the formula is base plus T for time plus modifying factors. Sum those together and then multiply that times the conversion factor. So there is a ASA guide that you need to use in order to determine what the base is. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to give you the information. All right, so I want you to look at your CPT manual and look under the anesthesia section. And I want you to look at procedure code 00100. I want you to look at procedure code 00102, procedure code 0013, procedure code 00104, and procedure code 0020. All right, so the base unit is already given for you from ASA guys. So for the purpose of teaching you how this works, I'm going to give you the numbers, okay? And these are just some examples so you'll understand. So 00100, we're going to say that equals a base unit of 5. 00102, we're going to say that equals a base unit of 6. 00103, we're going to say that equals a base unit of 5. 00104, that equals a base unit of 4, and 00120, that equals a base unit of 5. So B, that's going to be your first part of the formula. Then you have time. So this is going to be the total anesthesia time that's reported in minutes. So if you have 45 minutes, you need to convert that to a whole number. So you're going to divide 45 by 15, which gives you 3 units. So that's what you're going to use as your time. So it has to be a whole number. So think about if you had 60, divide that by 15. All right. If you had 75, divide that by 15. And so that's going to be your whole number. All right. Let me divide those, give the answers real quick. All right, so 60 divided by 15 is going to be 4. 75 divided by 15 is going to be 5. So again, time is going to be a whole number. Now, modifying factors are those things that occur at the during the anesthesia phase. So it's going to be indicate the patient's condition at the time of the procedure. And I want you to turn to your CPT manual. We're going to go on pause for just a second. Okay, so welcome back to this video. So we were talking about modifying factors. So we have 3 things that relate to modifying factors. We have it indicates the patient's condition at the time of the procedure. We also have a physical status modifier and then qualifying circumstances. So you may want to go ahead and turn to your qualifying circumstances in your CPT. All right, so I'm going to give you the value of the physical status modifier. So P1 and P2, they have no value. All right, so they're 0. P3 is going to equal to 1, P4 is going to equal to 2, and P5 is going to equal to 3, and P6 is going to be 0 as well. So why am I giving you these values? Because when you're calculating anesthesia to determine what the final cost is, it's based off of the value of the physical status modifier. So when we get ready to add everything together, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, qualifying circumstances. So these are the codes. You have add-on codes 99100, add-on code 99116, add-on code 99135, and add-on code 99140. All right, so each one of these has a value as well. So 99100 is 1, 99116 is 5, 99135 is 5, and 99140 is 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the B, which is the base, the T, which is the time, and then the M, which are the modifying factors, which consist of the qualifying circumstances, physical status modifiers. So the last thing that we're going to do is multiply the sum of the B plus the T plus the M by our conversion factor, which is our multiplier. So this is going to be based off of the geographical location of where the practice is located. So for the state of Tennessee, the conversion factor will be different from that in California because the cost of living and everything is so much higher in California than it is in Tennessee. So there's going to be a difference. But I'm going to just give you a values for the purpose of calculating the formula. All right, so this is going to be our example. So we're going to have anesthesia code 00100, which is going to be 5. Then the unit is going to be 3. And then the physical status modifier is going to have P3, which will be 1. And then the qualifying circumstances will be 1, be 99100. So you add the 5 plus the 3 plus the 2, which gives you 10. And then you multiply 10 times $22.64. And I'm going to give you what that should be. That's going to be $226.40. So check your calculator and make sure that you got that amount. So again, we're adding the base is 5, the time is 3, the modified factor is 2, so that gives us 10, and then we're going to multiply that times $22.64, which is our multiplier, and so the cost is going to be $226.40. All right, so for the purpose of taking the CPC exam, that's all the information that you really need to know about the formula. One thing that you do need to know just from a practical standpoint is that the anesthesia grid, which is the documentation. So it's completed by the anesthesiologist. Very difficult to understand as a medical coder. That's why normally the anesthesiologist for the CRNA will give you the actual procedures that they did anesthesia for. But what you could do is you can also look at the surgeon's operative report, and you can find out from the surgeon's operative report what procedure was done. So that concludes this video on anesthesia. Stay tuned for more videos from Paula and Talk to you soon.